Okay, we are here at Sun and Fun 2023. We're getting toward the end of the show, but I waited a little bit of time because you see a string of airplanes behind me, and I wanted to come and talk to the developer of this set of Merlins because there's a lot going on here, folks. I'm Dan Johnson talking to Chip Erwin, who is the developer of this little fleet growing you see behind me. And Chip is going to give us some introduction about, first of all, we're going to start with the Merlin Lite.
Okay, well,
what's the latest and greatest on Merlin Lite? We've been watching this for a while, but you're a guy that doesn't stop developing. So what's new?
We're up for an award. I hope it's the Dead Grass Award from all the people walking around.
It's pretty well powdered here.
But we did introduce the Merlin Lite prototype. It was a tail dragger with the Polini 250 on it, and you waited at Midwest Expo.
That's right. We put this on the scales.
It was like 10 pounds under the limit. Now, it all depends on options, of course, but we do have a legal ultralight, and we have added a few options, which, depending on what you order, you can have an ultralight or a motor glider. But this is our production model. It's tricycle, which makes it very easy to fly. It has the longer wing, and it has these huge slotted 3-hinge flaps. So when I was just doing some initial flights, because these just arrived before the show, I was seeing 350, 375 feet a minute sink rate. That's pretty good.
Really? Okay, I thought you were going to do climb rate, and I went, okay, that's not impressive, but our 375 minute sink rate, that's quite good, actually.
Yeah, so
that is soarable, no question.
What's important for that, what that really means is, because of the FAA formula to classify a motor glider, this is actually a legal motor glider, which means people have lost their medical or cannot even fly light sport, but maybe can't fly an ultralight at their airport, can put an N number on this and fly with a sailplane rating and a motor self-launching endorsement, and no medical. It's simple as that.
Now, you will have to go get some training to get that motor glider stuff in your logbooks.
Right.
But once you've done that, which is not, if you're already a pilot, it's not that hard to go add that.
Right.
And then you have some capabilities here. I want to repeat what you said, because some people are going, well, I thought the LSA was the thing with the driver's license. Yes, it is. And that's a good thing. And yes, there's basic med, and that's good for those airplanes. But this is a different can of worms completely, isn't it?
Well, yes, absolutely. This airplane is so flexible. You can glide in it. You can turn off the engine, and because it's a clutch on the Polini, there's less drag because it's not turning the motor over; it's just spinning freely. And as you know, I flew into Sun and Fun years ago on electric. I've got a strong electric background, and the plan is to have this electric powered by Oshkosh.
Is that right? So you'll be able to go both ways, though? Gasoline
you could switch it out in a couple hours. So same mounts.
Is that right?
Yeah,
really?
Exactly.
Wow. Now that's impressive, folks.
The way we designed it is put this 50-pound Polini way up in the nose.
Oh, yeah,
so we can put a 20-pound electric motor and then put 70 pounds or 9 kilowatt hour
this motor
battery.
ends about here.
Yeah.
You got all of this.
Yeah, so we put a light motor in here, and we could put one big 9 kilowatt hour cell here. And because the airplane is very clean, it's easy to fly for an hour.
Wow.
I'm flying at the speed limit of ultralights at 5,000 RPM, which is not far above idle in the power curve of the two-stroke.
Is that right? Yeah, you have to put that in perspective for people. So what is the high end of that RPM?
Well, the high end is 8.
8,
okay. It's a very steep power curve. It's not so linear like a 4-stroke.
I see. So most of it's up at that upper end.
Right.
And when you back off a little bit, you're still running pretty hard.
I can talk on my phone. It's super quiet, even with a Polini, but the electric, it's going to be a dream.
Now, some people are going to go, wait a minute, you're telling me this is a legal ultralight. We've weighed it, you saw it, but it's got doors, it's got enclosures, it looks like a regular little airplane, and it actually, and it's metal too, this is not fabric, and it still meets the rules.
It's definitely not your 80s ultralight.
No,
this has doors, window, hydraulic brakes, electric trim, EFIS, a place for your iPad and your moving map, baggage capacity, room for really big people, big payload capacity, easy to get in and out with a cantilevered wing and a high wing, very, very easy to get in and out. And it flies, it's just a dream to fly, just so much different. And as we both have flown classic ultralights.
Which I love.
Yeah, and I sell those too. And you'll see that at Oshkosh. But I don't like going more than 30 miles an hour because my eyes start to water and the bugs hurt.
Plus, I always refer to that as a human speed.
Yeah.
At 30 or 40 miles an hour, the ground goes by slow enough. You can pick out the detail. It's
Well,
great
yeah.
to go zooming fast. I get that. We all
Right.
love to go fast. But then you don't see much on the ground because you're whizzing past it.
Well, and the other thing with two-stroke is if you've been flying in a few decades, they tend to stop stroking. They're much better now, but out of habit, we climb up. With electric, I'm really comfortable flying low, and it's so quiet, I can actually say something to people on the
you
ground.
can talk to people on the
and they're a
ground.
little bit surprised.
Very cool. So people are going to say, well, you've been talking about this now for a while.
Yes.
And we have.
Yes.
And it takes a while for development. But what's its current state of... Chip, you've talked me into it. Quit
Yeah.
selling. Start delivering.
Yeah,
what's
we are.
the story on delivery now?
Well, the economics have changed in Eastern Europe.
Yes, a little bit.
And the freight has tripled. The labor quality and energy labor worldwide has changed. So it's finally shifted to the point where it makes more sense to build them in USA.
Is that right?
But for now, so we're going to phase that in. We've already have 8 parts kits nearly finished that we're shipping over to M Squared in Alabama.
You're partnering with M Squared to do the final fabrication?
Well, between Paul
Final
Mather and
assembly,
I
should say.
we've got like almost 90 years of experience in this business. So we've assembled a few thousand airplanes.
So you can get this done.
We'll
so
get it done.
It'll be available, if I understand right,
Well, the
fully
first
built
shipping now-
or kit, correct?
It's almost, because it's ultralight, almost everybody's buying the finished airplane.
Sure, why not?
If we sell a kit, it has 0 build hours. Because the kit manufacturers only have the build, not including the panel and the engine. So we'll ship a finished airframe, and you can put your own engine and panel installation
There you go.
in a couple of days.
And if somebody ended up going a little overweight, well, they can just register the aircraft as
Yeah,
experimental. So,
right.
so you can have a lot of choices here on I think, a very handsome
Well,
airplane.
And we still offer the short wing if you want to go 75, 80 miles an hour. The speed difference actually was surprisingly not that much. So if you want to land under 30 miles an hour, which I've been doing, it's just remarkable. Just you can see in my videos, it just hangs on the wing. Just put those full flaps in, your sink rate increases. Just come in and just hold it off. And
That's a good
it's
point
just
to break.
beautiful.
We got a bunch of airplanes we're going to cover here, but
Okay.
for those that want to learn something more about this now, tell us how we go find those videos you just mentioned.
Well, aeromarine-lsa.com and read my blogs. And we always link to a YouTube channel where we have plenty of content. But the blogs is always the latest information.
All right,
So-
good stuff. I've written a lot about Merlin. You can read all that on buydanjohnson.com and all kinds of other light sport and sport pilot kit aircraft. But aeromarinelsa.com is where you can get all that information.
Yeah.
And we're going to lead you to more now, so stay tuned, folks.